Hello, everybody. We're actually starting on time. That never happens. And I'm pretty sure the audio works. Can somebody say something real quick?
Hello?
Something
Yes.
real quick.
Something
real quick.
We have full audio as well.
Did you click the money button?
Oh, no, I didn't click the money button. Thank you. I'm always going to forget something. So, thank you all for joining us yet again for another exciting episode of Those Natural Ones. And also, thank you for anyone and everyone who tuned in on Friday for the conclusion of the Bat Out of Hell one-shot. Two-shot, I guess, more like it. So, thank you for that. And before we get started tonight, there, I hit the money button. Before we get started tonight, we do have a few announcements. I know we just had one last week, but guess what? Our next in-person sitting around a real table, rolling real dice, is coming to you not this Friday, but next Friday, Friday the 13th. Friday, September 13th. So mark that on your calendar, and we might be doing a little something interesting.
Very scary and dangerous.
Hopefully we're doing interesting things every time.
Yeah, we're doing interesting things every time. But on Friday the 13th, we are going to take another break from the main campaign. This time, I'm going to be running a nice little one-shot for everybody. More details on that to come, probably on Friday the 13th. But I will tell you, it is a max level 20 one-shot. So see these guys in all of their glory playing characters maxed level. Should be a lot of fun. Lots of damage flinging, lots of death happening, and may or may not come out alive. We'll see. Yeah, other than that, Scott, tell them about how they can support us.
Apart from physically, if we have to be stumbling, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/those natural ones. Our preferred way to support the stream. We have a campaign going on to make Arnon's Gang awesome in 2024. So go check it out. Support the stream. Make us awesome. One of the benefits is a weekly shout out. So once again, thank you everyone at the Mishra level. That is Les and Flora Marlatt. Thank you for your continued support. Go sign up. I need more names to remember. Make me actually have a list. That would be great. Patreon.com/those natural ones. We got like early access to shorts, Discord access, all sorts of cool things.
Indeed. Thank you. And where else can they find us, Emery?
When you're not supporting us on Patreon, you can always tune in at 8:30 when we're, having everything work right, on YouTube, on Twitch, and occasionally Kick and Trovo when we finally get that working again. You can also interact with us on Facebook and on the... Who? What? Why? Why?
I got props.
Apparently.
Oh my.
You can also interact with us on the site formerly known as Twitter. You can interact with us on Threads, which is Twitter but better. You can also interact with our very own Butch on Butch's blog.
That's right, Butch's blog. You can read the blog on Tumblr. It's amazing. Work hard on it. It's a good read. And you can send me messages. Butch can tell you secret information. May or may not be correct, but it is secret.
Secrets.
You can also listen to the audio-only podcast form wherever podcasts are sent out into the universe. Do remember to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications, and make sure that when you hit the bell, you hit all and not personalized, so that way you never miss an episode. Sound off in the comments. Let us know how we're doing. Any and all engagement helps us out a ton.
Indeed. That's the biggest thing. Comments. We need some comments. Come on. Biggest help of the algorithm is comments. So go in there. Tell us your favorite thing. Tell us your least favorite thing. Tell us we suck. Tell us that I am a wish.com Matthew Mercer. Whatever you want to tell us.
You're fucking Timu, man.
Thanks.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I brought it hard today.
Yeah, that might be the worst thing.
Scott.
That might be the worst thing you've ever said to me. Anyway, other than that, yeah, comments. So, I believe that concludes our announcements. So, Sam, what happened last week?
So, last week, the party discussed. Nope, we're gonna roll it back.
Cut back. Take two.
The party discussed the options ahead of us, as well as some obvious morale problems. We ultimately decided to go back to Palmedon, where we knew that Rain and Amisra had gone with the Jarl and his delegation. Arriving in Palmedon, we saw an army encamped outside of the city. An army, we later learned, was the Fire Genasi, who the Jarl had called to arms as part of the Genasi alliance. We are introduced to the Fire Genasi delegation with names I will never try to pronounce, and were made to make our case on why they should help us, why they should participate in this fight. They eventually, after learning we're more of a strike team and actually had combat experience, agreed to join us. They were also pressured by the Jarl due to the Genasi alliance, which I guess they can't break, so good for us. We discussed various ways to approach the upcoming battle and the remaining generals of Titivolis, and we ended the session with the delegation returning to their camp and our group heading to the Siren Song for a little R&R. And drinking games, I suppose.
Indeed. And that's where we'll pick up. Give me a second. Let's start some music here. Let's go to...
Patreon.com/natural1s. Help us hire somebody to help this guy out.
Exactly. Live. This guy has a lot to do here.
So many tools.
So many tools. I don't know what to do.
Hey.
There needs to be one that just says tavern, but there's not. So we're going to go with... Oh, God. What the hell was that?
Apparently my background filter is not as having trouble as well.
Who, Scott? No, Scott is not in a closet. He's in front of a closet. He might be in the closet, too. I'm not sure. But right now he's sitting in front of a closet.
I can be in front of and in the closet at the same time.
A thing can be two things. So, on that note, we will continue. You all have made your way to the Siren Song, found a table. The six of you, as well as, I believe, Rain, Amisra. And was that it that came with you? Just Rain and Amisra? Probably.
I think Roxy was called.
Butch called Roxy, and Roxy said that they would attempt to get there as soon as they had a free moment.
I painted a shell.
You did, with lovely dick pictions.
Set of truck nuts.
There's beautiful
WYD
dick
to Captain
pictures.
Sid.
Yeah.
There's controls in Foundry, Perry.
Did Vigos also follow after?
You know what? Yes, Vigos did. Vigos followed with you as well. So, as you all ordered your food and started your conversations and all of that, this is where we will pick up. So,
See the tab that has music notes?
Yeah, I'm also...
Okay.
Hopefully someone out there can tell us how loud it is on the stream.
It's my volume on the stream, so it's fine.
Okay.
So, what all are you doing? Food is being placed in front of you, drinks, so on and so forth.
Eat, drink, be merry.
Contemplating the fire situation that was laid out for us in the meeting beforehand.
That is true. They did say that they would be ready to sail within 2 weeks. Or, I'm sorry, within 3 weeks. It would take roughly... Okay, now I'm confused. Was it 2 weeks and then it would take 3 weeks to sail, or was it 3 weeks and then it would take 2 weeks to sail? Either way...
Yeah,
5
week total.
5 weeks total before they could land on the shores of Castellatri. And they did give you... Rain gave you multiple options as to where to go and what she would, or what they thought were probably the 3 best options on the invasion.
The fire situation that I was actually referring to was when that one lady pointed out all of our different colored fires.
Yes.
She got very specific.
The divine flame, as she called it.
That's the one.
Yes. So, if I remember correct, Butch was already half tanked. Rain making a comment about, you remember what happened last time he got like this? To you, Gwen.
And then Gwen got quite mischievous, or hoped things would get quite mischievous again. Got to get more creative this time, though.
So, the tavern is yours.
What are we going to do for the next 5 weeks?
Make new friends. Find allies. Kick some butt.
More of that.
Maybe tie up some loose ends.
We never did made that hole in the sea.
Wow, what?
Try to swallow before you talk.
Oh yeah, Chris, you completely froze on that one. Oh, his internet's working up again.
Maybe he's still on last week.
Yeah. As you say that, Arnon, about what are you going to do for the next 5 weeks, Vigos kind of looks at you and is like, let me see your arm. She grabs your wrist and kind of pulls it forward and pushes your sleeve up, exposing the ever-growing tattoo on your forearm.
I'm going to grab her sleeve and push it up.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is gonna get so spicy.
Does she have one too?
She does, yes. Hers is bigger than yours. Hers is bigger than yours. She looks down at your arms.
I've got tattoo envy.
Why? Yours is clearly superior.
You still have one
Yours
trial.
is way too big.
Smaller, better? That's good for me.
She looks... You still have one more trial. Might be beneficial to complete that before you launch an invasion on another land.
Ooh, I don't know. There's other things we could do.
Perhaps, but it's not just a marking. The benefit of this trial could come in handy during such a monumental encounter.
And remind me, I figured out where it is, right?
Oh yeah, you know exactly where it is, and you definitely do not want to go there.
Yeah. Maybe I could get it a different way.
There's only one way.
There's only one left. It's got to be more covens.
So
other places.
Okay.
Like maybe on the moon.
So looking at her tattoo versus yours, while the same general idea and the same aesthetic, these are two completely different designs. And you can kind of assume that while there are more covens throughout the world, the trial, your first trial and your first like coven that you're a part of, and the first trial you complete kind of set the course of where you need to go.
So like it's like I'd started the maze at a different point.
Right.
Okay.
And you can assume that the different tattoos potentially do have different qualities.
Cool. I hear there's like other cool tattoos you can get.
Is there a problem?
Nah.
Roll a deception check.
This is good. This is gonna go well. That'd be natural 10 for an 8.
And just for the fun of it, what was that? Oh, Butch, yeah, you absolutely know that he's full of shit. Just for the
Butch
fun
smiles.
of it, let's do a... Where is my insight? Oh, her insight's +9 for a
She
12.
rolled a 3.
Still gotta
She would
flip-
have beat me. She would have beat me with a 1.
I know. She just looks at you and is like, you cannot falter if you plan on succeeding in our life. Whatever it is that you fear in completion of this trial, you must...
Now hold on. Let's not use that F word either. All right. So do I know, like, I don't know if I even remember that island at all.
Make a history check.
My question is, like, do I know if there's a way to get to the coven without going to the other places on the island?
Make a history check.
Shit, 10.
You have very fleeting memories of this place. Your family left when you were
Less than 10.
Yes, clearly. much less than 10. You were like, you have maybe a handful of memories. Most of your earliest memories are on the ship that took you too long. Every once in a while you'll get like a flash of what you can imagine is your childhood home, or like the garden outside, or something like that, but nothing of any consequence.
See, it's not the destination so much as the journey, specifically immediately before the destination. Do you happen to remember if there are any big trees right at the destination? Like, maybe you could describe them to the druid really well?
There, potentially. I have not been there personally, but...
Wait. How did you get your big tattoo when you didn't go there?
different paths. And unfortunately, your path is leading you there.
So I have to... okay.
We all take different paths.
I like these drinks. You can really taste the apples.
Easy on the teeny. We all have different paths in this life.
How about you guys? How are your paths going?
Who are you saying? Are you just saying that to everyone? The thing you have to realize about this journey is it's not set in stone. It is not one journey for everyone. This is a journey that is tailor-made for you. And it's not going to be an easy one. So clearly they are going to take you and challenge you in the best possible way.
if my specific challenges there are going to be Blood Hunter in nature.
What are you doing? Butch, are you undrunkifying yourself?
I am getting sober because this seems serious.
Super serial right now.
Super serial.
So, there was a torture dungeon, right? That sounds fun.
Yeah. Do you think there might be something useful down there, like ancient artifacts or secret knowledge, cold information, portals to the nether regions, the outer regions? You know what I mean? That need to be closed. I don't know.
I'm sure it's definitely a stop we need to make. Any other stops?
I mean, I'd like to go visit the. You know what I want to do. I'm sure Ember would enjoy either seeing her homeland and people, or visiting some other underground or under mountain, under hill regions
Hills are alive.
with the sound of dwarves.
Do any of your people follow Melora? Ember?
I think we all exclusively follow Moradin. I mean, I can't speak for everybody.
Hmm.
I sip my beer.
What about the Genasi people, Rain?
I sip my ranch dressing.
God damn it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean,
I'm a bounce.
each of our...
Is it fermented ranch
God damn it.
dressing?
No.
That would be blue
But
cheese.
it could be.
Each of our clans follow a different deity. To be honest,
My God, Rain,
Amazing.
what happened to you?
to be honest,
We hit a bump.
Yeah.
Right when she said that.
oh,
It is.
each of the Genasi clans follow a different deity. There might be a few outskirts, a few people who kind of worship on their own, because it's not like it's against the law. It's not like you have to worship Cord or fucking Bahamut or Avantra or any of them, but you're free to worship whoever you want. It's just the general public typically falls into the cultural norms here.
Anybody
That's fair.
else? Ideas?
Oh, the giant blue big blue giants, as opposed to the great green giants, or the big friendly giants.
What the hell are you talking about?
Aren't there giants in the mountains of the north of what was Conticaria? Pretty sure there were. Well, we met some of them. One of them, a nice shopkeep, very large blue person.
Goliath?
Yes, that's it.
Oh.
Be nice to have an entire army of Goliaths. Or at least some.
Sure, the high elves would be of no help.
I didn't bring them up.
Wow, just
Wouldn't
saying.
Wouldn't they care about the material plane since they live here?
No.
Do they all have like vacation homes on the astral plane or something?
They're all pining for, the old place.
We could bring back the nut milk.
They've got plenty.
Oh, well, that's not much of a draw then.
Yeah.
Perhaps the war is affecting the nut crop. I don't know. Something to look into.
No, I think nuts are a pretty wartime safe crop.
I don't know. Pretty sure invaders cut down nut trees.
It is about this time where you hear everybody make a perception check.
Ooh, is Roxy here?
As we step away
That's the
from the
inside
talks
of
of
saying this
nut
is over.
production.
Perception?
I've
Perception
been
check.
waiting. Ooh, does not look good for Butch.
I mean, I rolled. Where is it?
Might have to scroll
I am.
or. Yeah, where is yours?
Was yours the 3
No.
that I saw?
No.
No, that was Gwen. Gwen got a 3.
Ooh.
Just go ahead and roll again.
It'll load in like 20 minutes.
Something just loaded. Oh, that's Orpheus.
All right, so that
Sorry,
is
Orpheus.
a 12 for Gwen, a 12 for Butch, a 16 for Ember, a 22 for Elric, a 4 for Orpheus, and a 19 for Arnon. Elric and Arnon, it is about this time where you hear the sound of horns blowing far off in the distance.
Would
it
we
nighttime?
recognize those horns at all?
You would not.
You guys hear that?
Is it foggy out?
It is. It wasn't when you walked into the tavern.
I'm going to go outside
I heard it.
and look because I'm good at that. And besides, Roxy might be coming.
Who hears the horns?
Elric and Arnon.
Do you all make us aware of it?
I just asked if you can
Yeah.
hear that.
Horns?
Yeah.
That's probably. I wonder who that might be.
It's not Wednesday at noon, is it?
Where's the exit?
I
It'd
mean,
be a very
are other-
strange, windy douche call.
well,
I want to
there
go
are
outside
other
and look.
delegations coming, right?
Right.
Right.
So-
Right.
This is going to be totally fine.
Another bunch of dickheads that we have to prove ourselves to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting really comfortable doing that. I am. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Huh. I wonder what the total equivalent of dickhead is.
Plastron
Eek.
head?
No, I mean, we have the organ.
Plastron's just like a.
Then why wouldn't it just still be dickhead? Dick Pit?
Corkscrew dick. Oh wait, no, that's ducks. Sorry.
Hey, we're not here.
We're not
Mouth. I think it's called the mouth of the beast.
So, what are you doing?
I think I'd follow Butch to see what the horns were, or at least
Yeah.
I'd go after where the direction Butch went.
Yes, horns. Let's go look at the horns.
All right. So you all head outside. Give me a second. I have to approve my daughter's more time on her computer.
Parental controls.
Huzzah!
All right. So
Buttons.
you all head outside and you immediately make another perception check.
Oh,
And it's
Hey.
better this time?
We just all stop at the doorway and roll.
Yes.
Ha! I
nicely
can
done.
see!
Why is my first roll not coming through?
I don't know.
That was
You
a
might have to.
terrible roll.
You might have to refresh Foundry.
There we go. 23.
A lot of dice on the board.
All right.
It's supposed to be that many.
Arnon with a 23, Butch with a 10, Ember with a 19, Elric with a 23, Orpheus with an 18. Nice. This is the best perception roll I think Orpheus has ever had.
I'm not gonna jinx
Gwen
it.
did get a 28.
Oh, Gwen got a 28. Did I miss? Oh shit! Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
You
You are now
step
aware of
outside,
what's
and once you all are outside, you hear that horn blow again, and all of you are able to hear it now that you're outside. You look to you look towards the towards where it's coming from, which appears to be to the east. You look out, and anyone who rolled under a 20, what you see is what appears to be almost like dark clouds rolling in. You just see like some dark spots in the sky. Anyone who rolled above a 20, what you see is ships. Sky ships.
Uh-oh. Mind
My
flares.
Little Pony.
At least a few dozen sky ships coming in towards from the east. Are
They
you?
don't look like nautiloids, do they?
It's hard to tell from this distance, but you are familiar. What did you roll on? You rolled a 23. You're familiar enough with mind flayers. That was definitely that was not a sound you've ever heard associated with mind flayers.
Is it a sound that he's heard in response to mind flares?
The sound appeared to be coming from where the ships were. What are y'all doing?
Mind flares.
Closer look.
I don't
How long
know
does it take to
the
scry?
problem.
Or
Roll it
some of the
inside.
familiar?
See if Arnon's serious about the mind flares.
Can I tell with a 28 that those are or aren't?
Oh yeah,
mind
you rolled a 28. Yeah, no, these are definitely not mind flayers. These look a lot more similar to just floating ships.
Guys, these aren't mind flayers. These aren't nautiloid ships.
These are floating galleons and frigates and like different sized, almost naval style ships, billowing sails on top, all just floating through the air, coming down across the mountains and across the plains, straight towards the city.
It looks like a regular navy, not nautiloids. But I mean, they're in the sky, so not a regular navy, like an air navy, like an air force, perhaps.
Cool.
Are any of them covered in,
I'm skeptical.
like, covered in green?
You do not see a living ship hull. No.
We should probably go see what all of the fuss is.
Where are you headed?
Going towards the ships.
Going towards the ships.
Is that where are they headed to where the camps are outside?
The camps are to the north. These are coming from the east. So they haven't really. You can't really tell exactly where they're going to end up because they're still quite a ways away. It's probably going to take a better part of maybe 20, 25 minutes before they get within range of the city.
Elric, how much would a spyglass cost?
I don't know. I've never had to pay for one.
But you're the smartest person Okay.
People just give you a spyglass.
Is there a guard nearby?
Looking through, you with your 28 perception, you look and you do see down there is a crossroads, probably 45, 50 feet away from you, and you do see a guard kind of like standing there, feet kind of crossed, kind of leaning on a large pike, just kind of like looking around, kind of observing the crossroads and the area.
Crossroads.
I'm gonna walk down to that guard, and I'm gonna say, "Excuse me."
Yes. Can I help you?
So there's a fleet of dozens of Navy-like ships in the sky, heading east towards us. Is that who is? Do you know who that is? Do you know who? Is it the Air Genasi? Is it the Air Nation?
They like to show off. They like to make a grand entrance.
Stunning. Do you know where they might land?
They'll probably set camp on the east side, and my guess is they'll send people directly to the castle.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going to go back to our group and say, it's the Air Genasi. They're probably going to come straight to the Jarl, so we could go assume our positions, I suppose.
Oh my gosh.
I think Orpheus fell asleep again. He got hit by another sleep ray.
I'm surprised.
Actually, he's frozen.
What the fuck was that? Yeah, I know.
Amazing. That's what it was.
I know he's frozen.
He's a
That was the
cyborg.
joke.
Well, he does look like he's asleep.
He does. Oh, wait. Oh, he's trying to break through it. It's more of a petrified spell, I think. All right. Anyway, did you say you're headed towards the castle?
I am encouraging that we go.
I'm following Gwen, because that's
All right.
what I do. Do I see Roxy out here?
What did you roll for your perception?
10 to
No.
look for the sound source.
You do not see
Maybe
Roxy
couldn't find
yet.
the sound source
They did say they would
because
try
he's
and
looking for
she did
Roxy.
say they would try and get there as soon as possible. So it might still be a little while before they make it there.
Do you want to leave a note for Roxy at the inn?
See, that would be smart. I'll go in and leave a note with the bartender.
It's gotta take
Easy
a
enough.
while to like dock and disembark, and you know how hard it is to stop one of those things.
As
You elves with your double entendres. It's like constant with you.
as Butch goes in and leaves his note, you all start heading towards the. God damn it! You all start heading towards the castle.
You don't. I'm sure that they could turn into an eagle and stop it that way.
Yeah, with a rope.
Yeah, with a rope.
So
Hey, let's not burn
If
any
it
bridges.
wouldn't move the cameras, I would have left for dramatic effect.
as you all start approaching, it does take you probably about 10, 15 minutes to get up to the Citadel again from your side of town. Actually, probably closer to 20 from where you were. As you approach, you see the majority of the ships have stopped and have started to hover down. There's one ship that continues coming towards a large galleon, and from this angle you can see on the sails there is it has these massive white billowing sails, and painted onto the head sail you see this golden circle with these three like blue waving lines through the center of the circle. Butch, you would recognize this as the symbol of Avandra.
Cool. Hey, that's the symbol of Avandra.
What's an Avandra?
Who is that? Who are they?
Oh, that's the Changebringer. The goddess of freedom and trade and travel and stuff. Luck.
All of the above. As this ship approaches and it comes up, it almost stops.
Avandra Cadaver.
Avandra Cadaver. The boy who lived. It stops right outside of the wall, almost directly outside of where the castle is. Suddenly you see these smaller figures start lowering 2 by 2 off the front of the ship. And it takes a second before you realize that these are people floating down from the ship. You see dozen, probably between a dozen and 20 individuals, 2 by 2, floating down into that courtyard where the tree is that you all came in from. Something about these that sticks out that you haven't seen. They have some sort of large wooden and metal object attached to their backs. Very few of you have seen rifles before.
Didn't the Windy Douche have a rifle?
You're right, he did. All of you have seen rifles before.
You've seen exactly.
Elric jam it?
Yeah, you've seen exactly one. Yeah, and Elric. Yeah, Elric has broken one rifle before. So
I would
Elric,
like to think that I've learned since then.
as these individuals touch down and almost continue their walk as soon as they hit the ground in this very pristine, very routine and rehearsed like military movement as they start immediately from floating to this little march, forming 2 columns. As the last 2 descend and touch the ground, you see both columns stop and face each other, forming a walkway. You see 3 more individuals floating down, landing right in the center between this 2 columns, and start walking down between them. What you see is, give me a second to pull this up. That is not the right thing.
How dramatic.
I mean, the dude did say that they like to make an entrance. What you see is a female and a male, both kind of curly, whitish gray hair that seems to be perpetually blowing in the wind. The female in this white leather armor with golden and silver bands around the armor. White hood laid below, fine features, piercing blue eyes. The male next to her, standing with a very slight gray stubble, sharp cheekbones, gray eyes, the gray hair, curly, kind of going everywhere. A white coat, like leather coat with brown leather like bandoliers and straps across his arm or across his chest, rifle on his back, and you see a couple smaller guns one on either hip. Following the two of them step down, kind of step to the side a little bit as this very fair, very fine young female with these gray and white tattoos of almost like feathers and wings coming from the collarbone up the neck and across the eyes and up the forehead. Again, grayish, bluish eyes and long gray curly hair, dressed in finer whites, leathers, as she steps down and steps forward, and the three of them start making their way through the column and into the castle.
They look cool.
They get to the castle before we do.
Yes, they would, because you guys are. Did you guys stop and watch this, or did you just continue?
I mean, I would have.
I would have watched it as well.
Okay,
With
then
Blake.
yes, they.
I would have just continued.
All right, so Elric, you continue in. The ones that stop and watch this procession, you see these three and enter the castle, and then continue after them.
Fancy.
As
Castle.
As you enter the castle, move into the throne room, pretty much how you left it, with Leaf and Ragnar sitting up there. Rain, Amisra, and Vigos move to their previous position. A couple other people that you see now that were not there prior, in the middle of conversation with the Jarl, who then turn and greet the delegation, would be Hymir and Calliope. And as you all enter, the three Genasi, the three Air Genasi, coming in and kind of standing at attention towards the front, Ragnar says, welcome. Oh, Calliope, Hymir, the rest of you. I'd like you to introduce daughter of the Sovereign, Heiress Evelyn Vindu, leader of the Lightning Hunters, Commander Lucien Luniv, and...
Did they bring the same page?
No, this is Ragnar saying this to all of you.
Oh, okay.
And finally, leader of the Shadows of the Storm, Captain Elise Venoir. As the three kind of enter, says, you hear the male Lucian kind of step forward and say, oh, looks like we're not the first ones here. Don't tell me we missed all the fun.
Not yet, you haven't.
From Louisiana?
You sound like you got peanut butter in your mouth.
Shoot him.
Evelyn steps forward and is like, my father says that you called a meeting and that we are to go to war somewhere. Please tell me, where are we going and who needs killing?
Swamp people.
All right, we're gonna do this all over again.
Gotta be somebody that needs some killing.
Can we hit skip scene?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go through the whole thing.
Are you...
I sum up the situation.
All right, so you...
Situation?
Please roll to
Our
sum up the
situation.
situation.
Can I roll to sum up? As in the character does it, but I don't know, because just it's...
Anyway, as you all continue to discuss what's going on and everything, Calliope kind of steps forward and is like, I think that more or less sums up this situation. So we are glad to have you here as well. Please let me know if there is any more information you need. They kind of bow towards Calliope and Ragnar, and it's like, and Lucian kind of steps forward and is like, we came a long way and all we had was provisions on the ship. I see you got some table set up right out here. I'm assuming we're gonna have something to eat here. To which Ragnar's like, yeah, our chefs will be out shortly to serve you. The delegation of the Fire Genasi should be returning within the hour, and we can feast. So the three of them
turns to Butch and goes, wait, do we have to wait for the land ones to walk here?
So you say that? Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
To which
I don't think about what's around me. I just say that to Butch.
To which Elise, the one in the leather armor, with you can see a couple daggers crossed on her waist behind her. Now that you're standing, she's not facing you. You see these two very intricate looking daggers crossed behind her. It's like those motherfuckers will be late anytime. We'll be lucky if they show up right before we leave. What the fuck just happened?
We lost Emery.
We lost Emery. Yeah, he probably tripped another breaker. Sorry, everybody. The cameras.
No, there he is.
Oh, wait. There he is. All right. Like those motherfuckers, we don't have to wait for them. They'll show up when they show up.
Yeah, those motherfuckers.
They don't exactly know what punctuality is.
Is that because they have to walk everywhere?
They have their ways. To which, at this point,
Of walking?
you hear coming from the door another voice saying, "It's not like you all are very punctual yourselves," as Mehrunes and his delegation walk back in. "We were here yesterday." Well, just because you're early doesn't mean we're late. To which
I like these guys. This seems fun.
Is there any popcorn?
I mean, there are snacks put out on the tables, so. To which Ragnar says, "Please, have a seat. Let's get to the matter at hand." And you see the Fire Genasis kind of move over and take their seats over here. Calliope and Hymir move up to the dais. Rain and Amisra move over here with you guys. So, as Lucian kind of leans back slightly and takes like a chunk of bread and is like nibbling on it, and he's like, "So, don't leave us in suspense. What is the plan here? One of y'all have to have a plan on what we're doing."
All right. What's the name of the landing place, guys?
Castellatri?
Is that where we're just assaulting Castellatri? Or are we having a... I think
this is the, let's talk and make introductions.
That was the strong suggestion that we do a D-Day on Castellatri.
Castellatri would mean a lot less rebuilding, or at the very least, a lot less having to bring our own resources to create on the spot.
I hear a voice, but I don't see where it's coming from.
Oh, wait.
Oh, well, that's because he's a wizard, and sometimes he's invisible.
I can hear your voice, but
Oh,
I
there he
can't
is.
see your lips moving.
Elric drops invisibility and immediately pops out again.
I've been physically abused in the eye.
Rain kind of is like, yeah, just don't forget that Castellatri means dealing with that fucking dragon first.
Oh, I didn't forget that.
And it needs dealt with.
A few ship cannon would be helpful.
Uh,
Keep it grounded.
I mean, it would if we could get a ship close enough without that thing taking it out.
Well, we can keep an eye on the dragon.
Hey, Butch, do you think these guys know drift?
They may know of drift. Hey, you all know... Have you heard of the legendary drift?
You talking about that dude that supposedly was on a ship that fought Tiamat? Yeah, we know about him. He's the fucking the reason why all of us got these. It's come from
Oh,
Notion, who
yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Well, he's a friend of ours. He'll be joining the battle with us,
Oh shit!
Yeah.
along with Captain Sid's crew.
He's earned a cool nickname.
Y'all. To which they just kind of look dumbfounded, and Mehrunes kind of looks over and he's like, "Yes, we recently heard this story that they are friends with the legends that took out Tiamat."
Time flows funny in the Feywild.
Clearly.
He's an interesting guy. Apparently, he shot an octopus man in the face and then flew away on an eagle and shot some more people.
If I remember correctly, the story says he shot some floating eyeball too before he flew away on the eagle.
Eyeball, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
sounds
ask
like him.
He shot everything.
Didn't we shoot a floating eyeball?
We dropped an elephant on one.
Yeah, we did.
He also had some weird wine stain on him. I don't know what that was all about.
Oh, yeah. Gets windy up there.
He said he never missed, but, you know, his clothes said the opposite.
He is a pirate, after all.
So you all have. This is coming from Evelyn. So you all have these the respect and the crewing from the Palmedon as well as these flamey fucks over here. And you have this pirate crew you're talking about, and you have yourselves as well. Sounds like a pretty decent strike force. All we need is a landing spot, and I think we're good to go.
This would be a convenient time for the Earth Genasi to show up.
Yeah, well, this guy didn't make any Earth Genasi, so we're just gonna play like they're gonna show up eventually.
What do you think, Rain?
We already did this twice with the fire and the air. We ain't
Yep.
doing it with the earth
Yep.
as well.
What do you think, Rain? You think there's a good landing spot? Hopefully discreet.
I mean, like I said last time, you know, the most infrastructure is in Castellatri, but that's also really heavily fortified by that damn dragon. And the mind flayers and the Durgar. They're all over there.
What do you think, General?
God damn it, I hate you so much.
Just trying to get everybody's opinion.
Calliope kind of looks across and is like, Rain makes an excellent point. It would be the least amount of rebuild If
Do you
we
agree with that, Heimir?
fuck you. At least let me
Really?
finish.
Just let him cook. Let him cook.
I think Amistra should weigh in.
Haven't heard from Ironhaft in a while.
Ironhaft is dead.
I'll do
Gwen
it.
can talk to him.
You would need his body. As far as you know, Ironhaft might be a mind flayer at this point. Rain makes an excellent point that the most infrastructure is clearly in Castellatri, and it is secluded from the rest of the nation, as well as quite a bit of a journey from both Torchev and Rakrialt, which are the two largest strongholds. However,
That's one.
if we so this gives it benefits of long-term stabilization, but it also has a more of a risk for immediate occupation, as Castellatri itself has a very high defense. With from the last of our scouts who have reported from that area, there is a large number of mind flayers within the ruins of the city, a large number of Durgar, and that dragon keeps watch, nesting on top of the ruined tower in my fucking office. So, for every pro, there is a con. Every rose has its thorn, I think is what the saying is. The other option, I believe Rain was telling me that Elric, you had the idea of the peninsula. Kind
I
of
did.
halfway between the peninsula. Well, it could be an option. The problem with that is those are very rocky cliff faces. Ingress into the country is going to be a little tricky. Getting large amounts of troops from sea level to the level of the peninsula will be kind of difficult. Also, approaching that peninsula, we will have to go past parts of Castellatri. So we may potentially lose the element of surprise and give them the ability to regroup and form ranks there to waiting for us.
General, would it be a better idea to do a pincer movement with our troops from Mesh on the western side of the country?
On the western side of the country would lead us through Shan itself.
You'll have to give me the map, Nick.
Oh.
Because apparently I thought Mesh was on
The
the west.
north through Cocalia.
Yeah, Mesh. They would
I
have
mean,
to get.
maybe
Okay,
if we can get the dwarves on board, they could approach from the north.
potentially. However, the one issue with that is the large mountain range on the borders of Conticaria and Cocalia. It is a possibility. This is another option we could do. We could send word. We are still in good terms with Cocalia. They are still an ally of ours. So they would. It shouldn't be a problem to move troops across their lands. The biggest issue is going to be crossing that mountain range.
Dwarves probably dig us a tunnel right through it.
They could, if we have the time.
And the dwarves might even have passage through it already. We don't know.
This is very true.
And the Goliaths probably don't even care. Because do you live on mountains?
It's the Athelia Mountains right there on the border. Could potentially be, if we can discuss with Cocalia and see if they have infrastructure already created for traversing those mountains, then in greater numbers, then it could be a possibility.
I'm really going to regret saying this, but I think that has to be our first move, because until we deal with Darkwater, they're just multiplying their army
We could try to
exponentially.
draw Darkwater out, attack us at the same time.
That is also a possibility. Hymir kind of steps forward, or kind of leans forward a little bit and strokes his chin. He's like, if I'm understanding you correctly, you mean wait, position yourselves in Conticaria. Wait for the attack and then draw Darkwater to you.
I mean, we'd have to make sure that the enemy has no idea of our approaching army, of you all. Otherwise, they'll leave Darkwater there. They won't fall to a ruse. But so long as they don't know,
How would you plan to draw out Darkwater?
I would. Like I said, I'm more tactics, I'm less strategy.
Well, we know a guy who can make some pretty big bangs.
Poultice.
A barber?
Think maybe we can get Captain Sid and his crew to create a big enough explosion to draw their eye and attention.
Where
We
would
can draw them to us and then have the rest of the army attack.
Where would you stage such an explosion?
Perhaps
I'll
off
turn
the
to
eastern
the-
shores.
Turn to the serving girl who just changed the charcuterie board and say, "What do you think we should do?"
Honestly, I think you should blitzkrieg across the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all for one. Just fucking make a perception check.
Perception or insight?
Either one, whichever one you want.
I'm
Well,
impressed
perception
by the
is plus
charcuterie
9.
girl's war knowledge.
That's
Oh,
a
boo.
15.
15. Okay, so with a 15 being right up next to her, you notice this serving woman who is literally just changing out charcuterie and pouring wine and stuff. Blue tribal tattoos all the way up both arms. You notice very defined muscles throughout both. This is a warring culture. This is
Oh boy.
Every person in this culture, it seems that you've come across, seem to be either ready for battle or is too old or too young. If they're too young, they're training. If they're too old, they're the trainers.
I just asked the barbarian what we should do for strategy.
Okay, so what if
I would like to
our
rage.
what if our ruse from the north
What?
involves an invading force? I don't know. Of course, that's just more mind flayers for. I hate this.
To
Well,
which,
if we're a small group, maybe we can stealthily enter the country, come from a different direction, and then use a sending stone to signal when the army should attack.
Captain Elise kind of sits forward and is like, there's always the option of infiltration, like what you're saying, and you take your small strike team, you bring it in, wait outside the borders of this, I think you said Castellatri. Wait for that invasion to happen. And then you go in and cut the head off the snake while we take care of all the little soldiers and shit.
We happen to know some tunnels.
We do.
To which Calliope's like, I forgot about those. Yes, the tunnels that Shen used to invade the first time. And the second time. And the fucking third time.
Time to put them to some good use.
Now, You will probably have to fight your way through at least a small regiment, as those tunnels are very, very close to the Underdark. As you are well aware, as you were the ones who cleared them the first couple times. More than likely, and those were the tunnels that Darkwater, the Durgar, and the Mind Flayers emerged from. So it is possible you may have to either fight or sneak your way through a regime of soldiers. But it is possible.
It seems like the most reasonable option here.
Elise kind of pulls out one of her daggers and kind of twirls it between her fingers. I'm like, that sounds like my kind of mission. I'm always a fan of just sneaking around. Places the dagger back. I'll always tell you guys that I will always prefer to delve in any kind of sneaking, quick stabbing mission. To which
Are the Fire Genasi wearing red shirts by chance?
no,
Ooh.
not these four at least.
Okay.
Shockingly, they're wearing gold and blue. No.
The Fire Genasi are just hot. That's what it is.
Everyone here is hot.
Lucian kind of looks over to Elise and is like, "You fucking sneaky sons of bitches! You never up for a fair fight." To which Elise looks back and is like, "And shooting somebody from 200 yards away is a fair fight? Fight?"
Nailed it.
Regardless of where I'm shooting them from, they can still see my face. It's really small when they see it, but they can still see my face when I take them out. Can you say the same thing? Well, I can say that they see my face when the light leaves their eyes.
We really needn't discuss rules of engagement.
To which,
So,
in unison, all seven of them from across the table says, "Who gives a fuck about rules of engagement?"
Misra.
Good to know we're on the same page.
I
It's like you
suppose
all
we
speak
agree
with
then.
one voice.
I'm
This
not
one's a
that.
big fan
I'm
of
not
oils.
that good yet.
Give him
Orpheus
time.
is going to pull out the chain that he was given and look at the Fire Genasi that gave it to him.
Which would
Oh,
have
you're ch-
been Naminar, the dark skin with
Namaste.
the red. They
Are
can.
you certain you don't want to contribute a warrior of your own to fight this enemy dragon of Bahamut?
We are contributing our entire army.
Yes, to clean up the small fry. Certainly one of your warriors wants some prestige striking out one of the dragons.
Make a persuasion check.
Ten.
10. She just
You
kind
have
of
royally pissed her off.
She just kind of chuckles a little bit and is like, "It is not about the prestige. If the dragon is defeated, and then our part has been played. The killing blow is not the only one who gets the glory. For it will be our job to keep, if this is the plan that you all agree with, that this council agrees on, it will be our decision, or it will be our job to keep the enemy's eyes away from the team who is making the final strike."
Orpheus just kind of shrugs and nods and puts the chain away. Somewhat disappointed.
Yeah, it's too bad. I really would have liked to have seen you guys in action.
To which Mayroon kind of chuckles a little bit and is like, all you need to do is look down at the battlefield and you will see us in action.
Seeing things really isn't my strong suit.
I wasn't going to say it, but
It's funny because it's true.
It is true.
in either case, we have what seems like weeks to prepare.
I just realized that I put the wrong Genasi out. I put the page instead of the... Oh no, where is he?
So it was the same page.
No.
Did you lose your mini?
Yeah, there he is. The page is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be the general. The general of the army. The general of the army should be there, not the page.
I'll leave. Gosh.
All right. Well, Ragnar kind of stands and kind of puts his hands out as you see from the side doors multiple water Genasi walk in carrying plates of like fully cooked boar and like racks of lamb and other meats and, you know, pit smoked and char grilled meats and, you know, just plates and plates of food, and bring it out and set it down in front of all of you and the other table. Well, we can continue this conversation, but we should also, please, my cooks have been at it all day, so please enjoy. As another serving girl kind of walks around and fills up the cups, Calliope kind of raises a glass of freshly filled wine and kind of looks at all of you and is like, I propose a toast to new allies and to the fall of Titivolis.
I'll raise my glass to that.
May this be the first stroke in his downfall.
I'll raise up the appletini I brought from the bar.
The first of many.
And with that, we'll go ahead and go to break, because it is 9:50. So give us like 10 minutes, and we will be right back. And we are mostly back. Unfortunately, Cassandra had to drop, but we will continue without her. So, as the evening continues, conversations are had, planning is planned. At one point, as you all are interacting, Ragnar kind of looks down at all of you as like, I mean, the sneaking around is great, but are you sure you don't want to just be on board with all of us and attack head on?
Sneaking is kind of so.
We can't hear you.
Sneaking is kind of my thing. So.
So far, we've killed several generals by being behind the frontline strike force. I don't see any reason to change things up now.
That is your prerogative. Then, if that's what you think you're best at, we will do our part to try and keep the rest of them off of you.
Yes, kill them all and let them.
You're doing the whole thing where your second half of your sentence is cutting out again. So.
Can't hear you if that's what you're testing.
No, we can't.
There we go.
As you all continue, is there anything else you would all like to discuss during this dinner?
If I get some time where I can be semi-alone with the Fire Genasi that gave me the medallion, I'd like to talk to him.
Fantastic. Hold on, I need to boot. I can't boot. I can ban you. Kick player, there it is. All right, I booted you. You should be able to rejoin.
Thank you.
All right. So, as everything the meal winds down, everyone kind of starts breaking off into their separate groups, kind of mingling and discussing more on a one-on-one setting. Orpheus, you find a minute where Numinar is kind of standing there alone, kind of nursing this goblet of wine, and you approach. They kind of look at you, get kind of like a little cocked grin as you walk forward.
I just hold up my mug to our new alliance and new friends.
Cheers. Tink.
So, think you can elaborate on what this was about? I hold up the medallion.
The grin grows slightly. It's like, I believe that there is a purpose to everyone. A reason why we have all been brought together here. This battle, this war that you have brought to our people, and I do not mean that with negative connotation, just the facts that you have brought, your team and your people have brought this war to us. If the stories that you are saying are true, and I believe they are, then we will need all the guidance we can have, all the guidance we can find, and all the assistance from the divine that we can afford. If you are indeed going to be one of the key players in this main tip of the spear, then it would be beneficial for you to have something guarding your back that may be a little more permanent than the group that you align yourself with. Every other member of your team has been touched by the divine. I believe that to be successful in this mission, as you attack a devil himself, that every single one of you will have to have some form of connection to the divine. What that is still up to you. The depth of that connection is your choice. But to go in blind without it could potentially be suicide.
Well,
I do not wish to push conversion on you by any stretch of the imagination. Just consider it, meditate on it. As I see your soul, you are a warrior, you are noble, You are a follower of your nation, your team, and your cause. It is almost like you are already follow his words without even realizing it.
I hope you don't take offense to this, but I'm quite suspicious of any manner of clergy, cult or otherwise. They're often out to serve their masters' needs more than their own, or their allies, or their friends. That is not always the case, as you've seen with our partner Butch and his worship of Sunny Moonbow. But I know nothing about this Bahamut. Why should I dedicate any part of myself and my being to this endeavor?
Like I said, you already follow his edicts without knowing it. His teachings, his aura, whether you realize it or not, already radiates in your area. It is your decision whether or not you open yourself to that.
And is that what this is for?
It is just a suggestion. Think about it. Meditate on it. What you choose is yours. I have no say whatsoever. I will just show you the path. It is your decision if you choose to walk down it or not. But I can tell you, the door is already open. This may be just the first of many interactions that you will see now.
Orpheus, for what it's worth,
Are you listening?
I
in?
have. Oh, no. I'm not in the room.
Did you leave? Because this is still all taking place.
We're still in the chamber.
Yeah,
We're
this
just
is
off in a corner, kind of alone.
Yeah, everybody just kind of broke off into their own little groups. So if you, I mean,
Maybe I can roll and see if I can hear you.
yeah, sure, roll perception.
We're not whispering, but we're just talking a normal volume.
Yeah.
Medium volume. Is that
16.
16.
Yeah, I mean, you can, if you choose to listen, yeah, you can overhear Orpheus discussing with this Genasi. You hear the word Bahamut come up a few times. It's your decision whether or not you want to listen and interject, or if you want to just let it go.
No, Butch will come over and what's the word? Sidle up to what is Orpheus. My apologies. I couldn't help but hear a little. I just wanted to let you know, when I first met you, I thought you might have been a vengeance paladin because you talk like one. Anyway, I can let you be.
All right. See you, Butch.
Wouldn't want to be here, Butch.
Orpheus will just continue making polite conversation with them until it naturally breaks.
Fantastic. What are any of the rest of you doing during this?
Just full ass choking. That's what's happening. I just brushed him off so hard.
Damn.
Just joking. Or donkey.
Elric is going to actually, for the first time in a long time, break out the dragon chess set.
Okay.
For the first time. Last time.
As you start setting that up, Gwen, Hymir approaches you.
Hello.
Do you have a moment?
Looking around for like literally anything to say no about. Sure.
All right, if you wouldn't mind. He kind of motions off to kind of a corner, slight away from everyone else.
I just look at Rain, assuming Rain is near me still.
Rain just kind of looks back and is like, kind of shrugs at you, like.
And just roll my eyes and follow Hymir.
Rain is currently speaking with their uncle. Kind of looks over at you and shrugs. And as you follow Hymir to the corner, he's kind of takes you aside and it's like, something I need to discuss with you.
Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. However,
I mean, circumstances notwithstanding. Right?
Circumstantially, everything is fine. However,
Sure.
I need to leave.
Why?
My research that I've been doing. There's one final piece. The past 3 years have been very fruitful. I am on the brink of a breakthrough. And if I can perfect this, perhaps I could have prevented any of this. There's one final piece and I've gotten intel as to where I can find this last bit of information.
So this is more of the chronomancy.
Indeed.
Is there high risk?
Always.
Is there higher than normal risk?
Slightly.
How this feels silly to ask since you're playing with time magic, but how long do you think it will take?
I'm not sure, but I can safely say that if I am successful, it will be before this battle takes place.
What if you're not successful?
After.
Fuck me.
Well, I guess that's all relative, isn't it? I am not quite sure, which is uncomfortable for me to say. Best case scenario, I prevent this entire thing from happening. More likely scenario, I will return with... I may be able to return with more allies. Worst case scenario, and he just kind of pauses.
You don't return at all?
There's always a risk.
How can I know? Like, let's say you don't get back before the battle, but you do eventually, there's still a chance you return. Like, how is there any way for me to know?
Fortunately, you may just have to have faith.
When are you leaving?
In the morning.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to help? Or anything you need me to do while you're gone?
Keep yourself safe. If you all do indeed intend to face Darkwater, keep yourself safe.
I
That
don't want to fight Darkwater.
dragon was formidable before he was changed. There was a reason why we had a loose alliance with him. There was a reason why the elves did not take up arms against him in the first place. And now he is more dangerous, more deadly. I know it's a risk that needs to be taken care of at some point, but make sure it is a risk that needs to be taken care of now. Do not go in half-cocked. And do not...
Go with the full cock.
And make sure that this is absolutely what needs to be done before you go in.
Could you hear me say that?
No.
Oh. I said I will do my best. Can you please, in whatever form you can, let me know that you're okay as soon as you can?
I give you my word that as soon as I am able to, I will contact you.
Before you go, what do you know about Melora?
As he kind of cocks his head slightly and raises one eyebrow.
But not half cocked.
Full cock.
Full cock.
Perfect.
Cocked.
That is
My
a
dad, guys. Fuck.
that is a long conversation to have. Perhaps we can have a in-depth conversation once I return.
When you return, yes. But I'd like that a lot.
As would I.
Well, please be safe. And I know this isn't your bag. And then I'm gonna hug him.
Kind of like freezes for a second, but then after he does
The
that
muffled chuckle.
the awkward like, and then slowly like reaches around you and like pats you on the back. Like the most awkward hug ever.
Gonna have to practice that a bit more there, Dad.
Indeed.
Is there anything, does the general know? Or is there secrecy to this?
No one needs to know about this.
Important errand, then.
Indeed. The general just knows that I am seeking alliances elsewhere.
That'll be all I have to say about it as well, I guess. Thank you for telling me this time.
Of course. I regret disappearing last time.
Same. I didn't do it on purpose, though.
And I guarantee you I will not make that same mistake again.
Wonderful. Well, be safe.
You as well. While this is going on,
Butch. Come here.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah.
of this? Ooh, I need you to look at something.
Of
What's up with
course.
this?
All right, let me roll medicine.
God damn it.
It just happened. Can you fix it?
All right, what's
Is it
my
is
total?
it a problem?
That's a 9.
Okay. You have blue tongue. It's very common. Very, very
contagious?
common. What maybe did you
You
share
think it
your
was
food
the
with
apple
anyone?
teenies?
Did you recently high five a water Genasi?
No, but I licked one's butt.
High five.
Um,
I'd have been sick in your face and it was
maybe it was the apple teenies.
yeah, okay. Probably.
Maybe I got a blue
Here, why
raspberry
don't you-
teeny.
Why don't you give me 5 or 6 of them?
Here.
As this is happening, Calliope walks up to the two of you. Just kind of like
Us
raises
drinking apple teenies?
you
I don't know.
kind of like raises an eyebrow at the two of you and is like shakes her head slightly.
Oh crap. I offer her one.
I am all right. I have my own. Thank you, Arnon. I wanted to have a word with you personally.
Are you asking or are you going to force me to?
God damn.
That is actually what I wanted to
Only
talk to you
one
about.
word.
And as she kind of steps and leans against the wall next to you, propping one of her feet up on the wall, in the cool guy pose, you know. But
She bookending.
yes, yeah, bookending on the wall, and she's like, I wanted to discuss what happened the last time we saw each other.
Is there another wall like I can bookend on?
Sure, absolutely, there is.
Cool.
On the opposite side of the room, weirdly.
Arnon walks across the room and bookends, to which she's like, motherfucker, and walks back
sorry,
across
what?
to you.
Orpheus sees this happening from across the room while he's talking to Manamana. He goes, "Is he bookending?"
So,
I didn't know people really did that.
I wanted to... I wanted to discuss what happened the last time we were with Strahd and all of that. I do apologize for my part in what happened and the spells that I cast on your self,
person.
your weak mind.
No, General, I'm over it.
I appreciate you all coming to our aid and being of sound mind to break us out of that curse.
I have found in my time with this team that
Oh shit. Sadiq Mosea, thanks for the fucking subscription.
Woo!
Let's go.
Let's fucking go, Sadiq.
Let's go.
Nice.
All right,
It's a
anyway,
weird interlude, General, but
let's fucking go, Sadiq.
Tell Sadiq thank you from me.
I
I've learned my time with this group that when you're of sound mind, it's best to act while you still have it.
clearly, this was a good move on your part.
Well, I needed some time after the fight because, frankly, I'm just tired of people being able to do that to us, me specifically.
Yes, I've read the reports. If I took a shot every time Elric wrote about you getting your brain controlled by something, they would probably need a cleric to revivify me.
That has its own chapter.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know you could hear us.
I'm
If I
trying
had
not
a-
to.
Elric, continue the good work with the extremely detailed reports.
If I had a blue raspberry teeny for every time that Elric ratted on us in his little journal, my tongue would look like this.
I mean, somebody has to.
Look, he's writing right now. Look at him.
I am well aware. Well, I just wanted to make sure in our situation there can be no mistrust. Our forces are diminished. Our forces are minuscule, to say the least. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to say it, but I said it. Our forces have been reduced to practically nothing. I need to make sure that we, specifically, your team and myself, are on the same page at all times. For whether I like it or not, you are my highest ranking officers at this point. This,
Like I said, I needed some time, and I've taken. I think we need to worry.
I am about to say something that is fucking terrifying for me to admit. But
We need some summary.
this team is not only the fate of Conticaria as a whole, but this is the brain trust. These are the decision makers for what is remaining of the Conticarian army.
Yes.
And then we were doomed.
In the background, Orpheus is
Elric,
looking
north
down
of
the
the
wrong
ring.
end of his crossbow again.
A few, I believe, a few short months ago, the 5 of you and Rhett came into my office, and if I remember correctly, I referred to you all as bumblefucks. And while that title is still fitting for you on most days, you have become my most trusted team and my most trusted advisors. And after the decimation of our home, you are the people that I need to turn to the most, not only for your tactics, your infiltration, but also your strategic minds.
Yes, the world depends on. I'm glad you're a fan of Analta.
Still didn't agree to that name.
You're not here. Actually, I guess we did talk to you a second ago.
Still trying to not listen.
Well, clearly I have had quite a bit to drink, so I'm going to go finish the rest of my drink. Then I'm probably going to go find a bed somewhere. So let me know if you all need anything, and we'll reconvene on the morrow.
Cool.
Butch is gonna go cast a little spell.
What is Butch
Apologize
casting?
to Roxy that he's not available tonight.
As you go
To
to
make plans.
as you go to cast this, actually, you hear the door creak open, and you see a large turtle female walk in as Roxy enters. I know this much is true. Sorry. As Roxy enters and is like, did I miss the party?
Roxy, you're here.
Vigos kind of raises a glass to Roxy. Roxy lifts or goes to the nearest table, grabs a large tankard, lifts one up, and you can see for the first time on her forearm a tattoo in similar size to the one Arnon got after his first trial.
Seeing Roxy walk in the room, Orpheus looks out the window to see what moon it is.
Make a nature check. Or survival. Nature or survival, whichever one.
All right.
Yeah, unless it's a new moon or a full moon.
Ooh.
It's a 22.
22. Sam, our lore
Nice.
keeper, what moon is out tonight?
Oh no.
What an impossible task.
That's not an impossible task.
No,
actually.
she has a calendar with the phases
Yeah,
of the
hold
moon.
on.
That's
hold
why.
on.
Phases of the fantasy moon?
Yeah, that's why I asked her, because
Yep.
she created a calendar that has the phases of the moon on it. That's why I asked
incredible.
her.
Well,
I
it's
love it.
important. It's important too.
Yeah, there's a channel with the not a channel. There's a actually technically a channel with a
Go.
link for
I
that.
forgot I was
Alan.
working with professionals here. I apologize.
I keep hitting the wrong mute
I'm on
button. Give me
trackers.
just a moment.
No, that's fine. While he does that, are any of the rest of you doing anything? Roxy
I'm
strolls
bringing
up.
Roxy plates of meats and drinks.
You all find a seat next to each other at the end of one of the tables,
Yep, and next to Orpheus.
right next to Orpheus. Fantastic. Starts eating and is like, "Well, when did you get back in town?"
Like earlier today.
Oh,
It's great. Walk through a tree. pretty cool.
Best way to travel. Looks at, kind of glances over at your shell. And is like, takes a second. Is that a hammock? Is that?
Oh no.
What? Waxing crescent fading is what moon you see out the
So we're safe.
yeah. Yes, you are cutting out Perry. But you seem to be back now. Oh, wait.
Fantastic.
Oh, there you are. You're just delayed. Is that a bag of fruit on
Yep.
your back?
It's a bean bag. It's a callback. On his back.
At this point, Orpheus is a little tipsy.
Oh, yes. I showed off.
Kind of looks.
I think my bees and flowers were a little bit more cultured.
Subtle?
What do I roll to not be embarrassed? Not like, like pleasant embarrassed. It's the opposite of emoting. I guess it's deception.
Yeah.
You
that
have
would be
no idea
deception.
what she's talking about because you
Yeah.
can't see there.
No, someone told me. Someone told me. Didn't someone tell me?
No.
Will you stop?
Oh, no.
You stop.
Yeah.
I've feigned ignorance.
Stop.
Yeah. Everyone stop. Sorry.
It's a sign of virility. That's his bean bag.
So
Huh.
it's
Elric's got one of those.
it's lovely.
I thought I asked you to do like a mosaic.
Yeah, it's part of the mosaic. It's like our history. If you really look closely, you can tell
don't
that there's
What
a
a
couple
mosaic.
beans missing.
Oh wow, he hardcore for us
you're-
that time. Support us
mean-
on Patreon so that way we can do more in-person sessions so we don't have internet glitches like this as often.
I really don't think you need to
Painted
glitch
my-
out like that, man. I painted your shell nice.
I'm
From
really
behind,
proud of the
from
work you
behind
did.
Butch.
Thank
You
so
just
much.
hear, Arnon, what does MAGA mean?
No.
Make Arnott's gang awesome. 2024. It's just because my name's a Val, you know? It's,
My name's Val.
Half of your names are vowels.
you do Moga. Moga.
Mocha?
Literally, there are 6 people and 4 of you have names that start with vowels.
Kind
The
of a.
first Val.
We're tipsy, DM. Let us be tipsy.
They're elves. What did you expect?
It's fair.
It was at this point that Elric decided to throw caution to the wind and plant every bean.
Just pickaxe to the floor, to the wooden floor, and start chucking beans in.
Like, I don't.
I have to be clear. Do you do that?
Absolutely not.
Boo.
Elric fantasizes about it.
I would like to roll insight to see if Roxy is impressed with my shell painting.
Go for it.
It's more of a tapestry.
Tapestry.
Yeah, this is
It's not
I got
She-
real close.
depicting our history.
She seems to be impressed. There's some definite impressions being made.
Well, I'm very happy that internal thought. Very happy that Arnon has not tanked my relationship.
See that that jaggy line there? That's lightning from when Amistra shocked the shit out of us.
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
Nope.
I mean, you broke into my store right after the fucking squid faces attacked us.
That is a valid excuse.
I can't believe I'm going to be the one to say this, but
That was amazing. You
that was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Not for
ex-
me.
3 months ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long for us. And you know what it's better than? Fireballing your teammates.
Oh yeah.
More than once.
At this point, Amisra
Right.
turns over to you, Elric, and like slaps you, and he's like, "What did you do?"
That was
Twice.
It was an extenuating circumstance. I will assure you that
he had an extra hole in his rear.
That sounds like fun.
The Feywild does things to you.
I am gonna cast.
We've lost the
mend,
DM now. It's all
I'm gonna
over.
cast Mend Mouth on Arnon.
But it's already the way it should be. So it does nothing.
Orpheus is gonna kind
I
of
think he's gonna-
meander over towards Elric,
Matrix melt.
Mm.
Melt.
kind of whisper to him. You know that time you went and visited Arnon's raven friend?
I do.
Are you able to help me do that? Not to
I
the
can
raven
cer-
woman specifically, but to this thing. I hold up the chain.
I can certainly try.
It's my line.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate it, Elric, when you try to play God.
Line.
That's why Orpheus is whispering to Elric, because everybody was upset last time.
Yep. It's like, tell me when.
Well, I don't want to interrupt your time with Amisra, so whenever you have a moment,
If
and
I
we
mean,
can kind of get away from prying eyes.
gotta get away.
Of course. I want to get away. And just going to keep drinking, actually play the game of dragon chess that I've set out on the table and just haven't touched with all of this buffoonery and shenanigans.
Fantastic.
I just stand behind him and like wince every time he goes to move a piece.
Arnon, how many orifices do you want me to mend, Arnon?
Is Orpheus hurt?
Only if the boils come back.
I shall regale Roxy with a tale of my travels in Mesh.
Oh yeah, the boils are on the show
Fantastic.
too. See that bubbling right there near his shoulder?
Ugh.
It's kind of like tucked under the wing.
Orpheus shudders.
Oil fuck.
So is there anything else you all want to accomplish this evening while you are still here?
In this room, no.
Just continue the.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Hey-o.
No, I'm actually leveling my rapport levels first.
Go ahead and make me just a general charisma check, Butch.
Oh no.
See if
you
you
up?
got that skibbity riz.
No?
Oh, no.
Oh, you have
No.
the skills.
Bad. No.
And suddenly it was no.
Got an 18.
18, pretty good. Night goes pretty well. There's definitely
Really
some.
good.
Yeah.
Go dig a hole on the beach.
Definite.
God
Oh,
damn it.
that's much, much later. Good grief.
That shouldn't.
Oh my
We
god.
don't do that anymore.
No, the night goes very
in
well.
a cave. Remember we went and found it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. My bad.
Night goes very well. There's lots of stories told between you and her, lots of joking and interaction. And a couple times you're sitting there and tell a joke, tell a story, and she laughs and kind of pats you on the back of the hand, even. For Tortles, that's like second and a half base. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, rest of the night goes swimmingly. What would the rest of
Once
you?
she starts knocking her shell against mine, I'll know it's on.
Yeah. What are the rest of you doing for the rest of the evening?
Orpheus is going to kind of pat Elric on the shoulder. No pressure. If you find the time, I'm going to retire for now. You'll find me at the end.
35 minutes later. No pressure, seriously.
And another thing, still no
Just getting a
pressure.
drink.
Orpheus is going to go out on his own back to the inn.
Fantastic. You all, I did forget to mention this. The Jarl specifically told you guys at one point that you did have lodging. He did have lodging available in the castle grounds if you would like.
Yeah, in that case, I'll amend that to my lodging.
Fantastic. One of the kind of, not in the main building, but one of the sub buildings, like almost not quite there's two other buildings that wrap around the courtyard. Both are fairly short, like one-story buildings, and fairly long, probably about 50, 60 feet long. From a distance, they almost look like renovated stables, but you can see that one has been kind of retrofitted into kind of like a makeshift barracks for the royal guard and the soldiers who are closest to the Jarl and his family, and also high advisors and stuff like that. The other one, it has been converted to almost like a VIP, or not necessarily like VIP. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Like a VIP cabin, like with you enter in, and there's a hallway down with probably about 10 or 12 doors into individual staterooms that have been set up for your team, as well as a few of the other delegates, the general and the Air Genasi, or Fire Genasi, and eventually the Earth Genasi once they get there.
While Orpheus is in his room by himself, he's going to drop attunement on one of his items here and make an attempt to attune to this thing, which he doesn't know if it's magical or not, but he's going to attempt.
So as you attempt to attune to this item, you sit there in silence, eyes closed, holding, kind of fingers crossed in front of you, holding this amulet of Bahamut in front of you. You focus and kind of meditate. Let's see. Give me just 1 second. Let me see what. No, that's not what I wanted. As you continue to kind of look inward and focus on this amulet itself, suddenly your consciousness shifts, pulls back away. You feel like, oh, Jesus, why am I doing this? Like, this is fucking frustrating. You open your eyes expecting to see the room around you, but instead you see nothingness. Black. Kneeling down on a dirt floor, the sound of water dripping, drip, 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 somewhere off in the distance. Very, very dim light surrounding you. Your vision only going out maybe 20 feet.
That's pretty good for me.
In the dark? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly, you know what? For the fun of it, make a perception check.
Oh, we have very
This is-
different definitions of fun.
I'm a god now. He sees something.
That's not bad for me.
For a
12.
With a 12. A couple seconds of kneeling in this darkness and looking around. Suddenly you hear this low, reverberating growl. Not anger, just more making itself aware. Or making you aware of its presence. Just in the distance, looking around, and you see just outside of your vision, from all around it, almost you swear you see shifts and movements in the shadows. Looking left, right, front, back, everywhere you look, there's slight. Not sure if it's actual movement or if it's the darkness playing tricks on your eyes. What do you do?
Am I standing?
You're currently kneeling.
In that case, I'll stand up. Kind of try to survey my surroundings. Could I perceive how close or far away this growl came from?
Not with a 12, unfortunately.
Well, I'm just guessing, but my first instinct tells me that the amulet I tried to attune to is causing this.
A voice, low and guttural, pierces the silence. You have proven your strength in battle, but true strength lies not in might alone. It is found in the heart that beats for justice.
Some people think that justice is a subjective thing. I personally don't feel that way.
Tell me your vision of justice.
There's no justice in filling a nation with war orphans. There's no justice in deceiving the defenders of that nation into a perpetuity in hell. There's no justice in trickery and constant deception, the abduction of another's mind and body, and use of it against your friends and your allies, your most beloved people.
Make a persuasion check.
Not great. Rolls are terrible. 8.
With an 8. To talk of justice is one thing. Tell me how you live it.
Live might be a strong word. I consider myself a man who died long ago, fighting for his friends, for his allies. And he goes off and names all of the members of his regiment. I remember every single one, their faces, their personalities, what made them uniquely special. Different, but all good, all just, all strong-willed individuals. And whether intentional or not, I led them to slaughter. It's my only purpose now is to make sure that never happens again. With my new friends, my new allies, and honoring their memory.
Make me another.
To you,
Oh, continue.
I don't know what justice means to you. I'm not even certain that I follow that justice that I speak so heartily about. I doubt myself frequently, and I overcome obstacles, and then fall prey to others. Quite frankly, I don't know who I am or what I am. Just a dead man fighting for memories, figments of my distant past.
Make me another persuasion check at advantage this time.
Jeez, 13's the highest.
13. It's not bad. That's one fail and one success. I see potential in you to be more than a mere warrior. I see a champion who can protect the weak and uphold the laws of honor, which is why you are here. Tell me, why are you here?
Above board, can you tell me that name again?
Which?
So I don't say Manamana.
Oh, the
Fire
Genasi.
Genasi.
The Genasi name was Nominar.
Nominar, thank you. Well, one of your followers, Nominar, he was the one that sparked the flame
She.
of curiosity in me.
She.
Sorry. Historically, I'm very suspicious of any kind of religious figures. You never know what it may lead to. And I'm not exactly one at this point in my life, as a walking dead man, to follow the orders of some other creature, no matter how powerful or honorable they may be. I tell you this because I wish to be upfront, as you have been so far with me. The reason I'm here is perhaps because, more than anything, I seek the ability to protect my friends. It may be a selfish cause, but it's my cause.
Make me one final persuasion check at advantage.
Here's a good one. 19.
Nice.
Silence for a second as you see now the motion in the darkness growing a little more solid, a little more clear, and you see outlines, massive features slithering almost through the darkness. The world is filled with darkness and deceit. Can you stand as a beacon of hope and let your actions reflect the purity of your soul?
Of that, I have no doubt. Yes.
I do not choose lightly. If you accept this calling, you must embody the virtues of mercy, truth, and righteousness. Do you accept my gifts and swear your allegiance to uphold these virtues?
Orpheus kind of stares at nothing for a moment, considering things, kind of turning the amulet around in his hand. He looks up, more determined than ever. I can and I will.
Then rise now, as my chosen, and let the world know that Bahamut's champion walks amongst them. And as this voice rings through your ears, suddenly that motion in the darkness accelerates as you see, as the light kind of raises slightly, and you see this, what you saw slithering across the ground is this unmeasurably long, silver, shining neck of almost interlocking and overlaying plates of scales emerging towards this, continuing towards this large, insurmountably massive platinum head of this dragon figure that is now curving towards you and coming at almost full speed towards you. Do you stand firm or do you falter?
I kind of steady myself and just accept whatever's coming.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Fourteen.
14. As this face approaches towards you, the jaw opens wide and you see from deep within this light growing inside the throat of this creature, this blinding, golden, radiant light. As it exhales, you are bathed in this blinding light as you stand firm and result. As this light takes over, it becomes nothing but pure white in front of you as you wake, still kneeling in your room. Go ahead and go on to D&D Beyond and take a look at the new feat that's been added to your character sheet.
Take a look.
Oh, we lost Scott.
Oh no, he had a router issue.
Yep, router did
Yeah.
its thing. Give us a second.
Just for the audience, my sheet now has Gift of the Metallic Dragon, including Draconic Healing and Protective Wings on my
Wow.
feet.
Which, if you would like to explain what those two things are.
Sure. The Draconic Healing, you learn the Cure Wounds spell. Once per long rest, you can cast it without expending a spell slot. You can also cast it using any spell slots you have. The spell's spellcasting ability is Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma when you cast it with this feat. And I can choose when I gain the feat. I would assume Intelligence. 'Cause that's what I'm
everything
strongest
else
at.
of yours is intelligence, so...
And then Protective Wings, when you or another creature can see within 5 feet of you is hit by an attack, you can use your reaction to grant a +4 bonus to the target's AC against the attack roll, potentially causing it to miss. You can use this reaction 4 times per long rest. Pretty cool.
As you wake up in your room, still kneeling, with that amulet in your hands, no attunements to be found in this item, but you do feel warmth coming from it
That's
now.
nice.
You feel, you notice, at least to your eyes, a golden glow coming from this amulet.
Kind of sit for a moment, bask in the moment and the experience, and then slowly but steadily untie the chain and place it around my neck for all to see. And with that, I'll take my rest.
Fantastic. Anyone else? Anything else you would like to do?
I would like to completely accidentally forget to actually contact Orpheus and feel terrible about it in the morning.
Do you go for your rest then?
I do.
As you settle into your trance for the evening, you find your chambers, prepare, bed down or kneel down, however you see yourself trancing.
Only kneeling when there's not a bed. If there's a bed, I use that.
Fantastic. So there is a bed. You lay in this bed. You find yourself one moment laying there, Amisra laying next to you. The warm flicker of candle lights and torch lights, magical lantern light throughout the room. Dimmed for the evening, but still that consistent flicker of orange lights. almost mesmerizing, almost hypnotic. And as you're watching these flames dance across the walls, one moment the wooden walls turn to stone. The firelight dies, replaced by a cool white light. The soft, warm mattress beneath you, now cold, hard stone. You look around, you find yourself in a cavern, deep underground.
Am I armed?
You are.
You still have your arms, yes.
Your staff or your spear lie next to you.
I get up and grab my spear.
As you stand, picking up your spear, you reach down to your spear. But as you go to reach, you notice thousands of tiny spiders crawling all over your spear. The ground almost moving with all of their legs and all of their bodies meandering to and fro around the spear. Chittering noises.
I retract my hand.
Chittering noises from all around.
I consider for a moment summoning a shadow blade.
As you do
Then
that,
I consider my situation and I think it's no use.
as you consider this motion, from over your shoulder, a light appears from behind you. Do you turn to face it?
Before I turn, I say, and then I turn.
What do you say you cut out?
I say Lolf. And then I turn around.
As you turn, you hear a shrill voice.
Betrayal runs in the blood of our kind. But even traitors can be forgiven if they kneel and offer the proper sacrifice.
That depends on the boon.
Your arrogance blinds you. Do you truly believe the others will treat you as anything but a pawn? I alone see your potential.
I don't love you.
No. Mm.
Fear's not the
My
end.
potential. God damn it. Song's gonna be stuck in my head for a week. say you know my potential. As if I don't. It's as you say. Betrayal runs in our blood.
Your defiance is amusing, but ultimately futile. The other gods care nothing for you. Only I can offer you true power and purpose.
In exchange for what?
Loyalty.
Surely you want more than for me to prostrate myself to you.
There are 4 lights.
Deep cut.
God damn it.
You were born in the darkness, and to the darkness you must return. No other power will protect you in the shadows like I can.
What sacrifice do you require?
Fulfill what you were born for. Swear the oath.
You're not going to foist upon me extra appendages, are you?
If you're lucky.
You want me to take his place? Even getting there is a tall order as is. There is much that you can protect me from, but can you truly claim to be able to protect from those?
I can protect you from your
Creatures.
internet service provider.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Both is the original dark web.
Oh no.
The pain you feel, the struggles you've endured, they are the gifts I give you to make you stronger. Only by returning to me can you master them.
I will consider your request.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Remember, you can choose to fail.
He's gonna get the fifth element bleed.
So that is a whopping 7.
That sound continues. Your family, your house, they all worship me. You have turned your back on your kin. You are an outcast amongst your people. You have no home. You have no purpose. I can return it all to you.
I've been running from that purpose most of my life. Why in the hells would I want to go back to that now?
Because you have nowhere else to run. Make me another charisma saving throw at advantage.
Hot damn.
That's a net 20.
Natural 20. Fantastic. As
Hooray.
suddenly you feel your body start to convulse as this image slowly starts fading away, but before it breaks, you hear in your mind one last thing. You cannot escape my web, child. Every thread you sever only entangles you further in your fate. As your eyes pop open and you feel Amisra shaking you awake. She's like, Elric, are you okay? You were moving back and forth. You were breathing heavy. It seemed like something was wrong.
She's come for me.
The Spider Queen?
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
If I have to. Cut the ties that bind.
Whatever I can do to help.
I'm not not going to let her ensnare me the way she is the rest of my bloodline.
Whatever you need from me.
Thank you. I need more magic.
And join us next week for Oppenheimer Part 2. All right. But no, that is a good place where we will call it for the night. So
He's always hitting this bitch up for scrolls.
yeah. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for sticking with us through this. Thank you all who joined us last Friday for our in-person sitting around a real table, rolling real dice. And don't forget that next Friday, Friday the 13th, again at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be doing it again with another one-shot, a level 20 one-shot, a max level one-shot. That should be a lot of fun. And
Will it be as chaotic as the last one?
There is some horror Friday the 13th elements in this one, so that should be a lot of fun. So,
But is there a big bang where you
no,
absolutely
absolutely not.
fuck the whole universe?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's
Ladies
canon.
and gentlemen, go and watch our Bat Out of Hell episode 2 to get that reference.
Or
Yeah, that's a good
don't.
one.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
You could just watch it for fun.
Yeah.
For funsies.
But anyway, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you again next Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Time here on twitch.tv/thosenatural1s and youtube.com/@thosenatural1s. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your friends. Help us boost our numbers. Go to patreon.com/thosenatural1s. $5 a month minimum tier. That's $1 an episode, everybody. $1 an episode. Help
Like
us.
Orpheus is gang awesome in 24.
Help us.
What a
Help.
baby.
Help us up our production quality. Help us do more in-persons. Help us sit around a table more often and go completely off the rails. And help us hire somebody else to run this so I don't have to, so I can focus more on actually running the game. But
Hurting cats.
in herding cats, exactly. But thank you all again.
I'm a cat.
I'm a cat.
I'm a cat.
Thank you all again, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Where hopefully we won't roll a natural one rallying the troops.
Have a fantastic week.